Hello, Mario.
Hello, Abe. How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
You seem in a better state of
I'm,
mind?
I'm always, my state of mind doesn't change so much.
Good.
My physical state changes.
Okay.
Okay. How come we're doing 9 o'clock today?
Ich weiß nicht,
Weiß nicht. Okay.
but I'm falling asleep already.
Okay. So if you start snoring, I'll give you a shot.
Not that I go to sleep so early, but it's
It's late.
tiring to wait. This is a pretty long. So tomorrow will probably be again at 5.
What's that?
Tomorrow probably will be at 5.
5.
Probably. Let's see, I didn't get our Coleno, so.
Do you make Shabbos early?
Hmm?
Do you make Shabbos early in the summer? Do you make Shabbos early?
Yeah, I go normally to the first meeting.
To the first meeting, like what, 6:30?
Yeah.
Where's the Rebbe?
Sorry?
Where's the Rebbe?
Oh, ich weiß nicht. That's that's why he probably said at 9 because he knew it was going to be a little bit late. Where's everybody else also? Well, George probably won't be in because at 9 he says he needs to go to bed.
Probably gets up early.
I don't know. Probably does. But I get up early also. 5:30, I'm up. I don't know why, but I'm up.
I used to get up also that, and I used to go to the 6 o'clock minion.
And then,
But for the 7 o'clock minion, there's a big difference.
yeah.
Big difference that hour.
No, I find it takes me a longer time to get ready.
Yeah.
Uh, no, I'll
I think
send
so.
it. I'll
We don't
send
get
him. I'll send him a text. Oh, he answered before I send him a text. 2 minutes.
yeah,
That
two
means
minutes.
in 5, 10 minutes he'll be here. Mhm. Oh, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Harold just dropped me off and he'll be signing on in a minute.
Okay.
We are on 93,
Correct.
Badi Gimel. Okay, Kroy Lomeli. We're talking about smicha, leaning, the bilim leaning on the korban. So what do the pasuk teaches me? Korbana v'lo korban chaveru. You do smicha on your own, but you cannot have a shaliach, or somebody cannot ask. Yeah, Harold.
Here.
We're
Okay.
on Sadi Gimel, 93. Kroy Lamali. Why do I need psukim? Korbana v'lo korban chaveru. Persons do smicha on their own animal, but not on the animal of their chaveru. Korbana v'lo korban of his kachavi. You do smicha on your own korban, not on the korban of a goy. Korbana l'rabitz kobale korban l'smicha. You could have 5 owners of one korban. Means you could go shutfus in a korban. Korban costs a lot of money. And let's say 5 people wanted to donate a shlomi. So all 5 owners do smicha. Then the Mishnah said, Hayoy Reish Soimech. If the father had donated a shlamim or an ol and then died, so the Yoresh brings it and does smicha. Tani Rav Chanina Kamei the Rava Yoresh Ein Somech, and Yoresh Ein Umein. Rav Chananya said that an heir does not do smicha, and that an heir does not make a tmura. It's not our mission says Hayorech Soimech Umevias Nasachav. The heir does smicha, brings the wine libations umeimer, and he can make a tmura. Armele ipchoy. What should I reverse the baraisa to make it fit with the Mishnah? Armele lo. Our Mishnah is a different shita, is a different Tana. Mastis and Mani, Rabbi Yudi, the Tanya. Yoresh soimech, Yoresh meimer. The Tanakam of that baraisa holds like our Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda oimer Yoresh ein somech, Yoresh ein meimer. My time in Rabbi Yehuda. From where did Rabbi Yehuda get this? Korban of korban aviv. He says his own korban and not the korban of his father. Yoliv tchilas hegdish misoif hegdish. He learns the beginning of hegdish from the end of hegdish. Masoif hegdish Yoresh ein soimech. Just like a Yoresh doesn't do smicha, tchilas hegdish Yoresh ein meimer. To make a korban through Torah, the Yoresh cannot do. V'rabonon hamer yamir l'rabbi says a Yoresh. They have a pasuk that says a Yoresh does make a Tmura, and therefore, and Yolif, soif hegdish b'tchilas hegdish. They learn the end from the beginning. Ma doch tchilas hegdish Yoresh meimer. When you make an animal hegdish through Tmura, it works. Av soif hegdish, if a father dies, the Yoresh can be soif. V'rabonon hay korbanon me'avdilei. Rabbanon, what do they do with korbanoi? Where Rabbi Yehuda learned that it excluded the father, that he doesn't perform smicha on the father. Father's korban. Korbanoi v'lo korbanoi v'kechavei. He learns that one korbanoi is to exclude doing smicha on a goy, korban. Korbanoi v'lo korban chavero. He can't serve as shaliach for his friend's korban. Korbanoi l'rabbi's korban korban l'smicha. All the owners of a korban can do smicha. Rabbi Yehuda l'rabbi's korban l'smicha lesle. He doesn't hold of that halacha. Or inami isli, if he can hold, he holds of it. He can learn ovid kerchav v'chaver mechad kronavke. From one korbanoi, he can exclude the goy and the chavero, and therefore yatrule trei kroy. So you're left with two korbanoi. Ha korbanoi v'lo korbanovi. One to exclude the heir. V'idach l'rabbi's korban l'smicha, that all the owners of a korban are obligated to do the smicha. So we're left with Rabbi Yehuda Hayyamir Yamir my Ovid lay. What does the Chachamim use that to say that an heir makes a tmura? What does Rabbi Yehuda do with that pasuk? Meboil the rabbis is Saisha, the Tanya. The parsha of tmura is masculine. Masofel rabbis is Saisha. How do we say that a woman can make it tmura? Tamadov Hamer Yamir. V'rabonan darshi mi v'im, to include a women. Rabbi Yehuda v'im lo darish. Mishnah. Hakol soimchin. Everyone can do smicha. Chutz cheresh shoyt of a cotton. A deaf mute, a crazy person, a cotton. They're not bar chiyuvim. Suma, blind person. Ovid kechavim, a non-Jew. Ha'eved, eved knani. Ha'shaliach, an isha. Usmicha shari mitzvah. You should know, smicha is like shirayim. You don't have to do it. If you did it, it's a mitzvah. But if you didn't do it, you get atonement. How do you do smicha? Ala roish b'shtei yadayim. You have to lean on its head with two hands. Where the animal stood during the smicha, that's where you shchita. That's where you do shchita. The tekef l'smicha shchita. Right after smicha, you do the shchita. Bishmal cheresh shoyt v'katan delav bnei deyanim. Throughout Shas, cheresh shoyt v'katan are not considered bardas. Therefore, they're not chiyuvim. It says in the parsha of Smicha, Bnei Yisrael, excluding non-Jews. Elasuma my time alone. Why can't a blind person do Smicha? Rav Chizr, Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi, Chad Omer Asya Smicha Smicha Meziknei Eda. That the Sanhedrin, when they made a mistake, they had to bring a parlam davar shel tzibur. And everyone in the Sanhedrin You couldn't be blind to be on the Sanhedrin. You couldn't have any more. So a blind person is excluded from that smicha, so he's excluded from other smichas. You have to show yourself 3 times a year by the Gimel Golim to the Beis Hamikdash with an animal, an owl. You have to be seen. You have to be seen and be seen. Since a blind person cannot see, he's not in the parsha of the Orlus Re'iyah. Why did the person not learn from the Ziknei Eda? Why did he have to learn from Orlus Re'iyah? Because the Ziknei Eda is a Korban Tzibur, and the Orlus Re'iyah is a Korban Yochid. Done in Yochid mi-Yochid, ve'done Yochid mi-Tzibur. Ulaman the Yalef mi-Ziknei Eda, what does he do? It's a Tzibur dikadin. My tamer lo Yalef mi-Orlus Re'iyah. Done in Mida dichsiv beis smicha begufe, because they actually write smicha by the parsha of Parlam Dover. Mimidi dichsiv beis smicha begufe. And it's written smicha by the other korbanos. However, lafuke olis re'iyah the higufim olis nadova gamri. It's not written by the olis re'iyah that you have to do smicha. They learn it from the olis nadova. So they'd rather learn from the zikene eda to the laws of smicha, because it's smicha is mentioned specific. The Tani Tana Kamed Rav Yitzchak Barava. It says, "Vayakre v'sa'olah, you shall bring the olah vayaseh kamishpat, and you shall do to it according to the law. Kamishpat oila nadava means just like this oilus re'iyah, or this oila that Aaron brought by the miluim, has to be processed like a donative ola. Limed alolos chova shetu'una smicha. Any obligatory ola requires smicha, including the oilus re'iyah. Then it says, "V'eved v'shaliach v'isha, do not do smicha." Torah Rabbanan, yado v'lo yad avdo. It says 3 times yado to teach me, and not the hand of your slave. Yado v'lo yad shlicho. Yado v'lo yad ishto, not his wife. Kol hanilami. Why do I need all of these drushes? Tzricha ikaz rachman chad having lemute evet. The lav bar mitzvahs, and evet is not. He only is mechayiv to do mitzvahs like a woman. Aval shliach, the bar mitzvah shliach is like you. Ushluchu shalom kamoisa, shliach is like you. Ema lismo. I might think you could do smicha. Yashmin ani tarti. If our will be told about these two, the lav kugufe damya, because he's not the owner. Aval ishto, where there's a saying in Chazal, ishto kugufo de chagufe damya, it's like his own body. Ematis. So tzricha, we have to say no. Then smicha shari mitzvah. Smicha is not required. Torah Rabbanan. The somach v'nirtza, he will get atonement. V'chismicha mechaper v'lo ein kapar lo b'dam. Zrika sadam is mechaper. Shenemar ki adam hu hanefesh yichaper. El loy meluchashim asol smicha shari mitzvah malal akazu ki ilo kiper but v'chiper. If you didn't do smicha, it's as if you didn't get atonement, but really you get atonement. Tanya gabi tnufa ki hagab. The same language is by waving. It says lisnufa lechaper. V'chitnufa mechaper v'lo ein kapar lebedam. The atonement is through zrika sadam. Shenemar ki adamu b'nefesh yichaper. Eloloi merlocha. Shemasal tnufa shari mitzvah. If you forgot to do it, malal kosov ki lo kiper. The Torah describes it as if there's no atonement, but v'chiper. But officially, you get atonement if they did the zrika sadam. Then the Mishnah said, ala rosh, you lean on the head. Torah Rabbanan, yodo ala rosh, v'lo yodo ala tzavar, not on the neck. Yodo ala rosh, v'lo yodo ala gaboim, not on the back. Yad ala rosh, v'lo yodo ala chazit, not on the breast. Kol hanelami, why do you need all of this? Trichi. Because Rabbanan chad lemeute tzava. maybe I would exclude the neck. The lokoi bahadi rosh, it's not on the same plane as the head. Aval gabo, but the back, the koi lahadi rosh is on the same plane as the head. Emalo. Maybe you can do smicha there. Tzricha to be told that you can't. Yashmin and Ani Trey, if you have these two, you shouldn't do lois rabbi litnufa. We don't wave the back or the neck. Aval chazah, the breast, which is waved. The israbi litnufa, emalo. Maybe you can do smicha there. Tzricha that you can't. Iboilu yodo al atstadim. You put your hands on the side of the animal, of his head, mouth. Torshma, Tanya. Abba birob Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov omer yodo al rosho, below yodo al stadim. Not on the side. Boy Rav Yirmiyah. Matlis. You had a cloth. Ma'ushet tachos. If you have a cloth between your hands and the head of the animal, is that a chatzitza? Toshma v'vat shlotei dover chotzitz ben olavinam zevach. Clearly, you can't have a chatzitza. Freit Gemara v'shtei adayim menan emili. How do I know that the smicha has to be done with two hands? Amr Shlakish to Amr Kra. The samach Aaron ashtei yodov. Now it's written Yud Dalad Vav Ksiv Yodo Uksiv Shtei Zebana Av Komakom Shnemer Yodo. Whenever it says his hand, Arekan Shtein, it always means two. Until it specifically says one. Ozil Rabbi Lazar Amr Lai Shmaitz Midrasha. The law Amr Mishmid Reish Lakish. He didn't say was named Reish Lakish. Shomer Reish Lakish Vik, but you got angry. And Oisivle, Isal Kedaitich Kol Echad Chsiv Yodo. Partininu. If wherever it says Yodo means two. Lame lemichtav Yodov Yodov. Throughout the Torah it says Yodov. Actually, Esrim V'Arbe Yodov. There were 24 places in Tanakh where it says Yodov. What do you need? You could have just said Yudalad Vav. For example, Yodov to Vienna. You shall bring a shlami. Yodov Rav Lo. When Moshe blessed Yehuda. Sikel es Yodov. Yaakov switched his hands from Ephraim to Menashe. The Torah could have written Yud Dalad Vav. Ishtik. Rabbi Elazar had no response. Lebasar Nachdaite Omer after Rav Shlokish calmed down. He said, "My time elotemeli. Why didn't you respond to me? Yadav de smicha ka'amri." The Yadav and this binyanav is only regarding the hands regarding smicha, not anywhere else. So Rabbi Elazar said, "B'smicha nami ksiv vayismach es yadav alav vayitzaveyu." When Moshe did smicha to Yoshua, it says Yadav. So it's written full, even with a smicha. So I couldn't learn like you. Smicha debeim akabri. Reish Lakish said, but that's over there talking about a human being. I was dealing with an animal. In the physical place where they did this smicha, they shech. Tekef l'smicha shchita, and they shechted right away. My kamar. What do you mean? Right after the smicha, you do the shchita. The Mishnah will start tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll learn at 5:00.
Right.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Good night, everybody.